Welcome, travelers. Today, Spain and Portugal go head to head for your next trip. We're in the sun soaked Iberian Peninsula. Two top destinations ready to impress. First up, Spain, vibrant, passionate, and full of life. Think flamenco, stunning buildings, and endless parties, marvelous architecture, and lively festivals. Next, Portugal, charming, soulful, and rich in history. Fado music, golden beaches, and world-famous pastries. Choosing is tough. Both promise unforgettable adventures, each with a unique flavor. Travelers have debated this for years. Madrid's energy or Lisbon's charm? Explore Moorish palaces or wander Porto's colorful streets? The rivalry is friendly but real. Neighbors with shared love for food, wine, and life, yet so different. This guide will help you decide and find your perfect destination. It's about finding the place that speaks to you. We'll go beyond the tourist spots and discover the real Spain and Portugal. Let's dive in and see what makes each special. We'll look at the rhythm of daily life, the warmth of the people, and the small details that create the biggest memories. Are you seeking a journey filled with high-energy adventures and bustling cityscapes, or a more laid-back exploration of coastal towns and hidden gems? Your answer will likely point you toward one of these incredible destinations. So, get ready to weigh the options, because this decision is one of the best kinds of problems a traveler can have. Imagine yourself right now planning your next big European adventure. You have your browser open with dozens of tabs, one for Seville, another for the Algarve coast, one for Barcelona's nightlife, another for Sintra's castles. The choices can feel overwhelming, but also incredibly exciting. That's the magic of the Iberian Peninsula. It presents a world of possibilities, all packed into one corner of Europe. Our goal today is to bring clarity to your decision-making process. We will arm you with the knowledge you need to choose confidently, ensuring your trip is everything you've dreamed of and more. Let the great Iberian travel debate begin. So, why are we focusing on Spain and Portugal right now? The answer is simple. These two countries are hotter than ever, especially for a new generation of travelers. While classic destinations like Paris, Rome, and London will always have their appeal, Spain and Portugal offer a unique combination of affordability, authenticity, and incredible diversity that is hard to resist. Young travelers in particular are flocking to their shores, drawn by the promise of adventure without the staggering price tags of other Western European hotspots. You get more bang for your buck here, which means more tapas, more surf lessons, and more nights out dancing until dawn. The appeal goes far beyond just the budget. There's a certain energy in Spain and Portugal that feels fresh and dynamic. These aren't countries resting on their laurels. They are vibrant, evolving places where ancient history coexists with contemporary culture. You can spend your morning exploring a Roman aqueduct and your afternoon at a modern art gallery. This blend of old and new is incredibly captivating. Furthermore, both countries have become major hubs for digital nomads and remote workers, infusing the cities with a youthful, international vibe that makes them feel incredibly welcoming and connected to the rest of the world. It's a perfect mix for the modern explorer. Let's talk about the vibe. Spain and Portugal have mastered the art of living well. The famous siesta in Spain and the relaxed pace of life in Portugal are not just stereotypes, they are philosophies. They remind us to slow down, savor the moment, and prioritize connection with others. This resonates deeply with travelers looking to escape the hustle and bustle of their daily lives. The culture encourages long lunches, late dinners, and conversations that stretch late into the night. It's a lifestyle that is both intoxicating and inspiring, offering a real break from the pressures of a 9-to-5 existence and a chance to truly recharge your batteries. Moreover, the sheer variety packed into these neighboring nations is astounding. Spain offers everything from the lush green hills of the Basque Country to the desert landscapes of Almeria. You can ski in the Pyrenees or sunbathe on the Canary Islands. Portugal, though smaller, boasts the world-renowned beaches of the Algarve, the rolling vineyards of the Douro Valley, and the volcanic subtropical paradise of the Azores Islands. This geographical diversity means you can have multiple types of vacations within a single trip. It's this incredible richness of experience that has cemented Spain and Portugal as the must-visit destinations of the moment. To settle this debate, once and for all, we need a plan. A proper data-driven comparison that leaves no stone unturned. This guide is structured as an epic 3-act showdown. We will break down every crucial aspect of the travel experience, comparing the two countries side by side to help you see which one truly aligns with your personal travel style. We'll be your referees in this friendly but competitive match, providing insights, facts, and first-hand accounts. Our mission is to give you all the information you need to crown your own personal champion and book that flight with total confidence and excitement for the journey ahead. In our first act, we will dive headfirst into the heart and soul of these nations, their food, culture, and history. We'll taste test Spain's famous tapas against Portugal's delightful petiscos. We'll explore the deep historical roots that shaped these countries, from the Moorish influence in Andalusia to the age of discoveries that began in Lisbon. We'll look at the world-famous festivals, the iconic art, and the architectural wonders that define their landscapes. This section is all about the flavor and the stories that make each country so unique and culturally rich, setting the stage for the rest of our comparison. Next, in Act 2, we'll get into the practical and fun side of things: nightlife, costs, and the ease of travel. We'll compare the legendary party scenes of Ibiza and Barcelona with the cool, understated nightlife of Lisbon and Porto. We will break down the costs, looking at everything from a cup of coffee and a beer to accommodation and transport, to see which country lets your travel funds stretch further. We'll also assess how easy it is to get around, comparing the train networks, bus systems, and overall infrastructure to help you plan a seamless and stress-free adventure from city to coast. Finally, in our third and final act, we will venture into the great outdoors. This is where we compare the breathtaking natural beauty of Spain and Portugal. We'll walk the sun-kissed beaches of the Algarve and the rugged coastline of the Costa Brava. We will hike through the dramatic Picos de Europa in Spain and explore the lush green landscapes of Portugal's Azores Islands. We'll also uncover unique, off-the-beaten-path experiences that will make your trip unforgettable. By the end of this guide, you'll have a clear picture of what each country offers. So, stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's get ready to find out. Will it be Spain or Portugal? Let's kick things off with one of the most important parts of any trip: the food. In the Iberian Peninsula, eating is not just about sustenance, it's a social event, a way of life. And at the heart of this culinary culture are the small plates. In Spain, they are world famous as tapas. These are small portions of anything and everything, from a simple bowl of olives or a slice of tortilla española to more elaborate creations like gambas al ajillo or garlic shrimp. The tradition is to hop from one bar to another, ordering a drink and a tapa at each stop. It's a dynamic, social, and delicious way to spend an evening, turning dinner into a citywide adventure of flavors. Just across the border, Portugal offers its own version of this delightful concept known as petiscos. While they might look similar to tapas at first glance, petiscos have their own distinct character. They are often slightly larger than Spanish tapas, more like small, shareable versions of main dishes. Think of things like pica-pau, which is marinated beef, salada de polvo or octopus salad, and ameijoas abuliao pato, which are clams in a garlic and cilantro sauce. The culture around petiscos is a bit more settled. You'll typically find a table at a single tasca or tavern and order several plates to share with friends over a long, leisurely conversation, rather than bar hopping. So, which one wins the small plate showdown? It truly depends on the experience you're craving. Spain's tapas culture is perfect for the social butterfly, the traveler who loves constant movement and variety. It's an energetic, almost frenetic experience that mirrors the country's passionate personality. You can sample a dozen different dishes from a dozen different kitchens in one night. It's a journey of discovery, a culinary marathon where each bar offers a new surprise. The sheer variety available, especially in cities like Granada, Seville, or Madrid, is simply staggering and forms a core part of the Spanish travel experience. On the other hand, Portugal's petiscos offer a more intimate and relaxed affair. It's about savoring flavors and enjoying the company you're with. The focus is less on the pub crawl and more on the quality time spent around the table, sharing food and stories. This reflects Portugal's more soulful and unhurried nature. If your ideal evening involves settling into a cozy spot, ordering a bottle of crisp Vinho Verde, and slowly working your way through a menu of hearty traditional bites, then the Portuguese petisco experience will steal your heart. It's less of a sprint and more of a beautifully paced long-distance run. So, beyond the small plates, both Spain and Portugal boast a treasure trove of iconic national dishes that, honestly, command your full attention. In Spain, the undisputed king is paella. This saffron-infused rice dish, traditionally cooked in a large flat pan over an open fire, is a spectacle in itself. It actually originates from Valencia, and it can be made with rabbit and chicken, seafood, or even just a mix of vegetables. A true paella is a communal feast meant to be shared directly from the pan. But, Spain's culinary hits don't stop there. You have the refreshing cold soup gazpacho from Andalusia and the hearty cocido madrileño, a rich chickpea-based stew from Madrid that will absolutely warm you from the inside out. Portugal, meanwhile, answers with its own set of deeply comforting and flavorful signature dishes. The country's love affair with the sea is honestly front and center. You'll find fresh grilled sardines, especially in Lisbon during the summer festivals, and a national obsession with bacalhau or salt cod. They say there are more than 365 ways to cook bacalhau in Portugal, one for every day of the year. Another must-try dish is the francesinha, a monstrously delicious sandwich from Porto layered with cured meats, covered in melted cheese and drenched in a hot, thick tomato and beer sauce. It's a culinary experience you won't forget. When it's time to wash all this delicious food down, the drinks of Spain and Portugal are just as distinctive. Spain is famous for its wine, particularly the bold reds from Rioja and Ribera del Duero. But for a real taste of Spanish socializing, you have to try sangria. This fruity wine punch, often filled with chopped oranges, lemons, and apples, is just the perfect companion for a warm afternoon. In the evenings, many Spaniards switch to a simple tinto de verano, a refreshing mix of red wine and lemon soda, or a calimocho, the surprisingly popular mix of red wine and cola, especially favored by the younger crowd. Portugal is also a powerhouse of wine production. It's renowned for its unique Vinho Verde, or green wine, a light, crisp, and slightly effervescent wine from the north that is perfect for pairing with seafood. But Portugal's most famous export is undoubtedly port wine. This rich, sweet, fortified wine comes exclusively from the Douro Valley and is aged in the cellars of Porto. A tasting tour of the port lodges in Porto is honestly an essential Portuguese experience, and you can't leave without trying ginginha, a sour cherry liqueur served in a tiny cup, sometimes made of chocolate, that is a beloved local tradition in Lisbon. The story of Spain and Portugal is written in the stones of their ancient cities, castles, and monasteries. To understand them is to understand their past. Both countries were once part of the Roman Empire, and you can still walk across Roman bridges and marvel at towering aqueducts in places like Mérida in Spain and Évora in Portugal. But, honestly, the most defining historical influence for both was the arrival of the Moors from North Africa in the 8th century. This period left an indelible mark, especially in southern Spain, known as Al-Andalus. The intricate tilework, serene courtyards, and stunning arches of the Alhambra in Granada or the Mezquita in Cordoba are enduring testaments to this sophisticated civilization. While Spain was deeply engaged in the Reconquista, the centuries-long effort to reclaim the peninsula from Moorish rule, Portugal began to look outward to the sea, and this is where their historical paths diverged dramatically. In the 15th century, led by figures like Prince Henry the Navigator, Portugal kicked off Europe's Age of Discovery. From the docks of Lisbon, explorers like Vasco da Gama set sail to chart unknown waters, establishing a vast colonial empire that stretched from Brazil to Macau. This golden age of exploration made Portugal one of the wealthiest nations on earth, and its legacy is proudly displayed in Lisbon's Belém Tower and the Grand Jerónimos Monastery. Spain's golden age followed soon after completing the Reconquista in 1492 and unifying the country under Catholic monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella. They funded Christopher Columbus's voyage, leading to the discovery of the Americas. This unleashed a wave of conquest and colonization that created a Spanish empire on which the sun never set. The immense wealth of gold and silver plundered from the New World funded the construction of magnificent cathedrals, sprawling plazas, and the opulent royal palaces you can visit today in Madrid and Seville. This history gives Spanish cities a sense of grandeur and monumental scale. This differing historical focus shapes the feel of each country today. Spain's history feels grand, dramatic, and often tumultuous, marked by internal conflicts and continental power struggles. Its monuments are often bold and imposing. Portugal's history, while equally significant, feels more maritime and melancholic. There's a sense of saudade, a deep, nostalgic longing for its past glories as a global seafaring power. This is reflected in its art, its music, and the slightly more understated elegance of its historical sites. Visiting Spain feels like stepping into a story of kings and conquests, while visiting Portugal feels like listening to a tale of navigators in the sea. Culture in Spain is not something you just observe in a museum, it's something you live and breathe in the streets. And nothing embodies the Spanish spirit more than its festivals or fiestas. Every town and village has its own, but some are honestly legendary worldwide. There's the Wild Tomatina Festival, where thousands of people throw tomatoes, and the running of the bulls in Pamplona. But the most powerful expression of Spanish culture is flamenco. Born in the gypsy communities of Andalusia, this is not just a dance, it's a raw, passionate art form combining soulful singing, intricate guitar playing, and percussive emotional dance. To watch a live flamenco performance in a small bar in Seville is to experience the very soul of Spain. Portugal's cultural heartbeat is a bit more subdued but no less powerful. It's best expressed through its national music, Fado. The word Fado means fate, and the music is a haunting, melancholic style of song that speaks of the sea, loss, and a deep sense of longing known as saudade. Listening to a Fado singer accompanied by a classical Portuguese guitar in a dimly lit club in Lisbon's Alfama district is a profoundly moving experience. It captures the soulful, poetic, and slightly wistful character of the Portuguese people. Beyond Fado, Portuguese culture shines through in its beautiful azulejos, the painted tin-glazed ceramic tiles that adorn buildings all over the country, telling stories in shades of blue and white. The artistic heritage of each nation also offers a fascinating contrast. Spain gave the world masters like Velázquez, Goya, and later the surrealist Salvador Dali and the cubist Pablo Picasso. A trip to the Prado Museum in Madrid or the Picasso Museum in Barcelona is a journey through the heights of Western art. Spain's art is often bold, dramatic, and revolutionary, reflecting the country's turbulent history and passionate temperament. You can also see this flair for the dramatic in the fantastical architectural works of Antoni Gaudí that define Barcelona, from the Sagrada Familia to Park Güell. Portugal's artistic contributions are perhaps less globally famous, but are deeply woven into the fabric of the nation itself. The Manueline architectural style, for example, is uniquely Portuguese. It's a lavish, ornate style from the Age of Discoveries, incorporating maritime motifs like twisted ropes, anchors, and armillary spheres directly into the stonework of its buildings, like the Jerónimos Monastery. This constant, beautiful reminder of the sea and exploration is everywhere. While Spain's culture often shouts with passion and drama, Portugal's culture tends to whisper with poetry, history, and a quiet, soulful beauty, inviting you to lean in closer to listen. When the sun goes down, a whole new side of the Iberian Peninsula comes to life. In Spain, the nightlife is legendary, honestly. It's a marathon that often doesn't get started until most other European cities are winding down. The Spanish approach to a night out is a multi-stage event. It begins with a late dinner around 10 p.m., followed by drinks at a bar de copas after midnight. The real party, the discoteca, doesn't truly fill up until 2 or 3 a.m. and continues until sunrise. Cities like Madrid and Barcelona are global nightlife capitals, offering everything from mega clubs with world-famous DJs to intimate cocktail bars and gritty rock venues. The energy is infectious, loud, and unapologetically fun. Spain's party reputation is perhaps best personified by the island of Ibiza. This is the global mecca for electronic dance music, a place where super clubs host the biggest names in the industry all summer long. But, you don't need to go to an island to find an epic party. The nightlife in mainland Spain is incredibly diverse. In the south, cities like Seville and Malaga offer a more relaxed, outdoor-oriented scene where the warm evenings are spent hopping between terrace bars and flamenco clubs. Up north in the Basque Country, the scene is more about lively Petiscos bars that buzz with conversation. Spain's nightlife is a high-octane experience, perfect for travelers who want to dance until dawn. Portugal offers a nightlife experience that is generally more relaxed and arguably cooler than its high-energy neighbor. While the Portuguese certainly know how to have a good time, the scene is less about massive superclubs and more about character-filled districts. In Lisbon, the party starts in the narrow cobblestone streets of the Bairro Alto, where hundreds of tiny bars spill out onto the pavement, creating a massive city-wide street party. People grab cheap caipirinhas or beers and mingle in the streets before heading down to the clubs along the waterfront on Castro Sodre's famous Pink Street in the later hours. It's a more organic and accessible kind of nightlife. Even in its liveliest moments, Portuguese nightlife retains a certain charm and intimacy. Porto's scene is centered around the Galerias de Paris, a street lined with quirky, art-filled bars and clubs that cater to a hip, creative crowd. Along the Algarve coast, beach towns like Lagos and Albufeira have a more tourist-focused party vibe during the summer, but it still feels more grounded than the mega resorts of the Spanish costas. Portugal's nightlife is ideal for those who prefer bar hopping, live music, and discovering unique atmospheric spots over paying a hefty cover charge for a giant club. It feels less like a performance and more like a genuine local gathering. One of the biggest draws for both Spain and Portugal is their affordability compared to other Western European destinations. However, when you compare them directly, Portugal consistently emerges as the more budget-friendly option. Day-to-day expenses for things like food, drinks, and public transport are noticeably cheaper in Lisbon than in Madrid or Barcelona. A cup of coffee, a glass of wine, or a local beer will almost always cost you less in Portugal. You can enjoy a fantastic multi-course lunch menu, the Prato do Dia, for a fraction of what a similar meal would cost in Spain. These small savings add up significantly over the course of a trip. Accommodation is another area where your money will stretch further in Portugal. While both countries offer a fantastic range of hostels, guest houses, and hotels, you'll generally find that the prices for comparable quality are lower in Portugal. This is true not just in the capital cities, but also in popular coastal areas. A bed in a top-rated hostel in Lisbon or Porto is often cheaper than one in Madrid or Barcelona. This affordability allows travelers on a tight budget to stay longer, or it frees up cash for more experiences like a surf lesson in the Algarve or a port wine tasting tour in the Douro Valley. This isn't to say that Spain is an expensive country. It remains a great value destination. Major cities like Madrid and Barcelona are more expensive, but once you venture into other regions like Andalusia, Galicia, or Extremadura, the prices drop dramatically. In many cities in southern Spain, particularly Granada, the tradition of getting a free, substantial tapa with every drink you order is an incredible money saver, effectively covering your dinner costs. Spain also has an excellent and affordable network of intercity buses, making it cheap to travel between cities if you plan ahead. Spain offers a fantastic experience for a reasonable price, but you have to be a bit more strategic about it. Ultimately, the cost difference comes down to your priorities. If your primary goal is to travel as cheaply as possible without sacrificing quality, Portugal is the clear winner. The value for money across the board from food to lodging is exceptional. However, if your heart is set on specific Spanish experiences like exploring Gaudi's architecture in Barcelona or diving into the art scene in Madrid, the slightly higher cost is well worth it. Spain offers a grander scale of attractions and a wider variety of experiences, which can justify the moderately higher price tag for many travelers. Your budget will be happy in either country, but it will be ecstatic in Portugal. Navigating a foreign country can be a challenge, but both Spain and Portugal have made it relatively easy for travelers to explore their diverse landscapes. Spain, being a much larger country, has invested heavily in a world-class high-speed train network called the AVE. These trains connect major cities like Madrid, Barcelona, Seville, and Valencia at incredible speeds, making it possible to have breakfast in the capital and lunch on the Mediterranean coast. For long-distance travel between big urban centers, the AVE is fast, comfortable, and efficient, though it can be pricey if not booked well in advance. Spain's infrastructure makes covering its vast distances surprisingly manageable. For more regional travel or for those on a tighter budget, Spain has an extensive and reliable bus system. Companies like Alsa connect nearly every town and village, offering a much cheaper alternative to the high-speed trains. The trade-off, of course, is time. Bus journeys are significantly longer. Driving in Spain is also a great option, especially if you want to explore the countryside, the Picos de Europa mountains, or the white villages of Andalusia. The roads are generally excellent, though navigating and parking in the historic centers of large cities can be a nightmare. Overall, Spain provides a solid range of options for every type of traveler. Portugal, being more compact, is incredibly easy to get around. The country has a very good and affordable train system operated by Comboios de Portugal. While it doesn't have the super high-speed trains of Spain, the Alpha Pendular service connects major cities like Lisbon, Porto, and Faro quickly and comfortably. For most travelers, the train is the perfect way to hop between the main points of interest. The distances are shorter, the tickets are cheaper, and the journeys themselves are often incredibly scenic, particularly the line that runs along the coast or the historic route through the Douro Valley wine region. Because of its smaller size, Portugal is arguably easier to explore thoroughly in a shorter amount of time. The bus network is also excellent, filling in the gaps where the trains don't go, especially for reaching smaller coastal towns or inland villages. Renting a car is also a popular and fantastic way to see the country, giving you the freedom to discover hidden beaches in the Algarve or remote castles in the Alentejo region. The roads are modern and less congested than in Spain. In the cities, Lisbon and Porto both have efficient metro systems, supplemented by iconic and fun-to-ride trams and funiculars, making urban exploration a breeze. Beyond the cities and beaches, Spain and Portugal are havens for nature lovers. Spain's Pyrenees and Picos de Europa offer dramatic peaks and deep gorges, while the Canary Islands boast volcanic wonders like Mount Teide. From near-desert landscapes in Almeria to lush valleys in the north, Spain's diversity is unmatched. Portugal, though smaller, is equally captivating. The Douro Valley's terraced vineyards create breathtaking scenery, perfect for wine lovers and hikers. Serra da Estrela offers Portugal's highest mountains and glacial valleys. But the Azores steal the show. 9 volcanic islands with crater lakes, hot springs, and whale watching. Each Azorean island has its own character, from São Miguel's flowers to Pico's volcanic cone. For wild, untamed nature, the Azores are a must. Whether you crave rugged peaks or lush islands, the Iberian Peninsula delivers. Nature here is not just a backdrop, it's an adventure. Spain and Portugal both offer unforgettable coastlines, but with very different vibes. Spain's Mediterranean beaches, Costa del Sol, Costa Blanca, and the Balearics, are famous for golden sands, warm waters, and lively resorts. The Costa Brava adds rugged coves and turquoise waters, while the Atlantic North features wild cliffs and surf culture. Mallorca and Formentera rival the Caribbean for beauty. Portugal's Atlantic coast is raw and dramatic, especially in the Algarve, with its limestone cliffs and hidden beaches. The water's colder, the waves bigger, perfect for surfers and adventurers. North of the Algarve, beaches become wilder and less crowded, with world-class surf at Nazaré. Fishing villages and natural parks line the coast, offering miles of undeveloped sand. Spain wins on variety and warmth. Portugal wins on wild beauty and surf. Your choice, calm Mediterranean or powerful Atlantic. Either way, you'll find your perfect beach. The best trips are defined by unique adventures. In Spain, walk the Camino de Santiago for a journey through history and community. Stay in a Moorish Carmen or Riyadh for a taste of old-world charm. Go canyoning in the Pyrenees or explore La Rioja's underground wineries. Portugal offers its own magic. Cruise the Douro River on a traditional Rabelo boat or kayak into the stunning Benagil Cave. Visit the Chapel of Bones in Évora for something truly memorable. Lose yourself in Lisbon's Alfama district or descend into Sintra's mysterious initiation well. Both countries offer adventures that go far beyond the tourist trail. These are the moments you'll never forget. The Iberian Peninsula is full of surprises, just waiting for you to discover them. We've explored Spain's grand history, vibrant culture, and vast landscapes. Spain dazzles with its energy, diversity, and legendary nightlife. Portugal, though smaller, charms with its maritime spirit, relaxed pace, and unique natural wonders. Lisbon and Porto are effortlessly cool, while the Azores offer wild beauty. Food is a draw. Tapas or Petiscos, you can't go wrong. Spain's high-speed trains cover great distances. Portugal's compact size makes exploring easy. Spain's diversity is immense, but Portugal's Atlantic coast and Azores are unforgettable. Both countries deliver incredible value and experiences. It's a neck-and-neck race, each with its own strengths. The choice? Almost impossible. After weighing every factor, it's time to crown a champion. Both Spain and Portugal are world-class, but for young, budget-conscious travelers, Portugal takes the win. Portugal's value is unbeatable. Affordable food, lodging, and transport let you do more for less. Its compact size means less time in transit, more time exploring. Many places still feel undiscovered and authentic. Portugal's blend of culture, beauty, and relaxed vibe is irresistible. Spain remains a must-visit for epic nightlife and iconic sights. But for the perfect mix of affordability, charm, and adventure, Portugal is the 2024 champion. It's a destination that captures the heart and leaves you wanting more. Portugal may be our champion, but the real winner is you, the traveler. There's no wrong choice. Spain and Portugal both offer unforgettable journeys. Use this guide as inspiration, but let your own dreams lead the way. Why not visit both? The Iberian Peninsula is easy to explore in one trip. Compare the food, culture, and landscapes for yourself. Experience Spain's passion and Portugal's soul side by side. The ultimate adventure is yours to create. We hope this guide inspires your next journey. The Iberian Peninsula is waiting with open arms. Start planning, start dreaming, and get ready for memories that last a lifetime. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more travel inspiration. Until next time, happy travels.